Where do women's soccer programs recruit the most from? I'm the college soccer guy and I help you play college soccer. And today we're going to talk to the head coach at Wingate University, which is a Division II program, but they may as well be Division I because they're really good. I played against their boys program at the pro level. We played them in preseason and their facilities are insanity. The grass pitch is literally pro soccer level. This woman is an incredible human being. And I basically drilled her in a pretty aggressive, hard way about the youth soccer organization. So with that in mind, let's hear what she has to say in regards to the question, how is it that you recruit in the youth soccer world? Specifically, what levels do you recruit the most from? And I'm going to give you the raw version so you know there's no cheating.
Can you just give us, obviously you're new-ish, but from the girls' side, they want to know this. Where are you recruiting? Is it ECNL? Is it the ECNRL? Is it GA? Where do you see most of your girls?
This past season, I've been to the ECNL showcase in Florida, and then went to an ECRL showcase as well. Went to a GA showcase in Greensboro in May. So I recruit at all of the events. Don't really go to
there for a second. Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Let me pause you there and go. What about DPL and NPL? Do you go to their events?
No. I don't even know if they still have NPL. Do they for women's soccer? Girls?
They do, but it's limited to your point.
If I found an athlete online that emailed me and they sent me their schedule and I like their highlights, I would happily go to a game if it's nearby and it's within driving distance. I would happily go to it. I would never say no. But I'm not going out of my way to go to showcases unless they're probably ECNL, ECRL, GA showcase. Maybe E64 would be a big one as well, USYS, national championships.
Okay.
I want to pause there and also say, she said she would be willing to go to your league game if she thought you were a good enough player. So she didn't say, I would go to any league game no matter what if you send me an invitation. She's saying, I would never hesitate to go to your game if I thought you were a good player, despite what level you might be playing, whether it be NPL, DPL, etc. I will go to your game. So from that perspective, if you're playing DPL and NPL, she would still recruit you. She's a very good program, remember? Division I level, they will play Division I teams in the spring and beat them. But she needs to like your video. And later in this video, we actually watch a highlight video together so you can get like kind of her opinion on all that. Okay, here we go.
That's super good to know. So US Youth Soccer and E64, you would go to their tournaments. Now you mentioned if it was in a reasonable distance. What is considered a reasonable distance?
I would say anywhere in the Southeast for us personally. I think a lot of it goes back and forth between each program. We personally bring in quite a few internationals every year. So I would say if you looked at our roster, you will see a lot that are from within maybe 50-mile radius. You see a lot from like Charlotte area. And then we have a couple that are from the north. I think we have one from New York, one from New Jersey. We have two from Kansas. We had one this past season from Georgia. If you look at our international recruiting, we had.
So then she talks about international. Now, when it comes to international recruiting, right, my model here is kind of to help people play college soccer within the United States. I love that there are opportunities for international players to come to the United States because America is where everybody wants to be, even though many of you want to leave. This is where people want to get educated and play soccer. There's nowhere else in the entire world where you can play this competitive soccer, this professional at these facilities in these amazing places where there are both boys and girls your age in a plethora other than the United States. So the United States is the best when it comes to getting educated and sport. Now she's going to go on to talk about her internationals and everything. I'm going to skip over that for a minute, but it is to say, they do have quite a bit of internationals and you are also competing with internationals. So you have to be mindful of when you start, which is why I tell girls to start in 7th, 8th grade.
So one of the things that we often get from parents are at the competitive, Division II, Division I programs, even Division III, hey, they're not looking at Americans anymore. And I think we both know while there are many internationals on the boys and the women's side, most kids are still American.
And I asked her, would you agree? And she actually basically disagrees with me a little bit. And she basically, I'll let you hear it, but basically she goes, some teams mostly have internationals. And she is not wrong. Marshall, for example, have so many internationals. In fact, they only have like 2 Americans. But what I was trying to imply, which is the truth, most teams, right? If you took all the teams and you put them in a bucket, most of those kids are American. Now, there's a lot of internationals. I would argue, without doing the exact numbers, probably 30%. So it's a big number, but that would mean 70% are American. So most teams. Now, if you look at Wingate, I asked her the exact percentage, and she was saying about 30% of theirs are internationals.
I think it depends on what program you look at. I think if you look at our men's program, you will see a lot more international.
Wingate men's program have a lot of international, that's for sure. And their coaches are, one of their coaches anyways, is international.
But on women's side, I would say that I don't have the intentions of going like fully international or anything like that.
So she wants to stay local, and for women's side, it's a little bit different. Okay, so with that in mind, we still want to address like where they're going for their youth games, which you can see is basically the ECNL events, GA events, and maybe some league things of that nature. So if you want to play women's soccer, she was basically telling us that she is open-minded to the different levels, right? USU soccer. She's even open to NPL, DPL if she likes your video. And later, if you keep watching the next kind of content I build out with her, you'll see that highlight videos are super important. Having said that, I want to encourage you to go, look, showcase-wise, she's not going to the US Youth Soccer showcases or DPL or NPL showcase. She's going to the ECNL and GA showcase. Now, if she really likes your video and you have a league game locally, she will try and come watch you. But I can also tell you, and she's telling the truth, she's a lovely person. You can watch her on TikTok. She's really friendly. She opens up on what it's like from behind the scenes of a coach. I strongly recommend her. Remember, I told you guys it's all about finding the right coach, not just the right player, not just the right school academically, even though academics come first. You want to find the right coach. But she can't drive 3 hours every weekend to go watch one game. She's going to have to divvy up her time wisely. So if you want more help playing college soccer, I'm the college soccer guy. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want more help, give me a call. Links in the bio.